In the short amount of time that we have, I want to help you leverage all of the hard work and the good thinking that's gone into these last few days. I'm gonna provide some specific how-to, but before we dive in, I wanted to just share a little bit of context and background first. I spent the first 15 years of my career selling professional services. I worked for a division of a Fortune 500 advertising and communications agency, ran our sales organization, and we worked with large enterprise clients like you on their brand and marketing strategy to drive growth. And as you can imagine, 2008 was a super challenging year for our business, navigating the Great Recession. And as we got back to business in January of 2009, we called some emergency executive meetings to address some of the challenge and change that we were experiencing. And as our chief sales officer, I was excited about this opportunity to sit down and reinvent our business. Because from my perspective, there was actually a deeper, more fundamental issue that we were experiencing beyond the economic challenges. And what was happening in our business was our customers were changing faster than we were. And it was rendering part of our solution and our strategy less relevant in the marketplace. And as we got into these meetings, I recognized right away that we were going to have some deep resistance to change. People really were invested in the way we had done things for a long, long time. And the outcome of that critical meeting was that we were going to continue the course, business as usual. And I voiced my concern in the meeting, but post-meeting, this was really on my mind. And I called our CEO, John, and I had worked for John for about 10 years. He was a mentor, a good friend. And I told him, I said, John, you know, I'm just not aligned with our strategy. I think this is a time where we have to rethink our business and our go-to-market and invest in new technology and people. We can't continue to stay the course. And he shared with me that the discussion was over and the decision had been made. And I lived with that reality for about 24 hours. And then I called an audible. And I resigned my position as Chief Strategy Officer of the firm where I had spent 15 years. Now, 2009 was a shitty time to quit your job without a plan B. But I just felt like the right opportunity for me was to step away and reinvent myself and return to the market with solutions that were more consistent with how customers were changing. And in sharing that bit of background, you know, I should mention, this isn't a hero story. In fact, what happened inside that organization remains today one of my deepest professional regrets. Because by the time we had that meeting and I had that conversation, it was too late. Our reality was we should have been confronting the brutal facts and the change in the marketplace 2 years prior at the pinnacle of our success. And that's why I applaud the re-engineering, rethinking that's happening here at this summit, because it's necessary not only to win in 2016, but to remain relevant and thrive in a 2020 world. The kind of change you're going to be navigating over the next few years is going to occur at a much, much different pace. And I've got a relevant thought and perspective about new economy disruption from one of the disruptors. Here's Jeff Bezos.
Your power is so great, and your margin, you're prepared to make it so thin that you can drive people out of business, and you have that kind of strength. And people worried, is Amazon ruthless in their pursuit of market share?
The internet is disrupting every media industry. People can complain about that, but complaining is not a strategy. Amazon is not happening to book selling. The future is happening to book selling.
With the drones possibly taking flight in the not-too-distant future, Amazon is raising the stakes in the race for faster delivery. Jeff Bezos believes the company has no choice.
Companies have short lifespans, Charlie, and Amazon will be disrupted one day.
And you worry about that?
I don't worry about it because I know it's inevitable. Companies come and go. And the companies that are the shiniest and most important of any era, you wait a few decades and they're gone.
And your job is to make sure that you delay that date.
I would love for it to be after I'm dead.
Wouldn't we all? But that's not the reality, right? We're entering a very different era. We're being disrupted right now. And the challenge is, in order to remain relevant and thrive, you really have to have a foot in two worlds. The discipline and drive to execute and perform today, and also the appetite to continue to embrace change and reinvent for tomorrow. That's why even category-leading brands like Starbucks and the Dallas Cowboys and Disney are reinventing their brand experience today for a 2020 world. There's an interesting body of research that actually suggests that in this period of time, this time between 2015 and 2020, we're going to see more customer change and transformation than we've seen in the previous 50 years. And you think about how your customers are changing. Right? They're more informed, they're more sophisticated. In many respects, they're overwhelmed. Perhaps they're less loyal. And certainly, they have much higher expectations of you. And Forrester suggests that the big challenge in the era of the customer is just keeping pace, that most organizations are going to struggle to change as fast as their customers. So the question becomes, in order to drive growth, what do you do? And that's actually something that my organization's been studying over the last couple of years. What do the world's best sales organizations and top producers do differently to engage, compete, and win in the era of the customer? So my suggestion is, based on what you want to accomplish in 2016, your big vision, where you want your business to be 365 days from now when you're back in Vegas, pick 3 things coming out of this that you can immediately take action on Monday morning to create some momentum and move you in the direction that you deserve and desire. Now, as you begin deploying your build and your action plans, obviously you're going to be met with challenges. There's going to be obstacles on the journey, no doubt. In fact, 3 weeks from now, you're going to forget 90% of what I just said, which hurts because I worked really hard on this presentation. But that's just how the human brain works. That's just our psychology, right? And 4 months from now, look, tons of energy, inspiration here, an incredible experience in Las Vegas. But 4 months from now, you're going to be out in the marketplace, and things are going to be changing. There's going to be competition and pressure, and you're going to forget how to show up as the best version of yourself. And so I want to give you a technique, just a brief exercise that in those moments of challenge and change, when it's hard, it's the 60-second technique that literally can shift you from that place back to a place of peak state where you're ready to attack opportunity in the marketplace. And it's a short little exercise. You know what, we can wind this down. We've been sitting for a few minutes here. I know it's the final day. So let's stand up for a second. We can do this standing up. This will kind of bring us home. So there's some interesting research that was published out of Psychology Today that links this mind-body connection, that simply suggests that by changing your physiology, you can change your psychology. And the research demonstrated that how simply standing like a superhero for 60 seconds could move you from a place of anxiety and negative disposition to one of peak state energy and confidence ready to go. So for those moments 4 months from now, you have a tough customer call, a challenging situation, a competitive circumstance, literally for 60 seconds, this exercise can shift you into a peak state. And I'm going to coach you through it. It's called the superhero pose, right? It is superheroes. I see some of you are already getting into it already. So we're going to do this for 60 seconds. We'll see if it works. So you think about how a superhero stands, right? Nice wide base, balance, can't get knocked off, right? Yep, there you go. Chest out, shoulders back, chin up. Strong, confident. Breathe deeply into your lungs. There you go, yeah. Oh, looking good, Citrix, I like it. Strong, confident. Now, hands are critical. The hands are critical. They're in one of 3 places. Yeah, that's good, right? Here is actually the fighting stance, right? So, like, ready to fight. Like, the competition's coming, I'm going to knock them on their ass, right? Like, either way. and then, you know, hands on the side of the hips. I see some of you. Yep, that's right there. Like, yeah, I'm here and you're gonna lose. That's right. I'm the baddest ass person in this room. I got you. That's right. Or across the chest. Some of you are there, and that's cool. It's like, everyone relax. I'm here. I got this shit handled. No problem, right? So, and you can go through all three, see which one feels better. You're ready to fight, side of the hips, across your chest. There you go, breathe it in. Come on, chin up, shoulders back. Feel it in your body. You were meant to be at this conference at this moment in time. Yep, the marketplace is yours. All of the work that's gone into the last 3 days has prepared you to win. You are ready for what's next. I see it in your eyes. Round of applause, high five your neighbor. Round of applause, high five your neighbor.